Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, July 8th. I'm heading to HR to do all my final paperwork signing. I also have some news to share about a change within our team, and I officially have made a classroom purchase. And if you can't tell by behind me, it was a big one. I had to move some seats, so I'm gonna share that shortly, but let's jump into it. Let's do a weekend recap because the weekend felt very long because I'm including 4th of July, which was Thursday. Billy was off work. He then took off work on Friday. So we've had several days together, and it's been a nice way to kind of soak up, not the end of summer because it's the beginning of July, but what feels like kind of the end of summer because now I'm jumping full into school mode.
I suppose summer had to end sometime.
So Thursday, July 4th, we had Billy's dad over for dinner, and our backyard is the perfect spot for our neighborhood fireworks, which are really good fireworks. They're not your granny's neighborhood fireworks, if I do say so myself. Then on Friday morning, we got up and we had to take Billy's car into the car place. We haven't gotten it back yet, haven't gotten any word, so keep your fingers crossed. But we did a Waco day trip because even though I'm not into the whole Chip and Joanna Gaines silos stuff, the Magnolia Table restaurant has phenomenal breakfast and brunch food. I've been twice, now 3 times, and I wanted to take Billy. So we did our State of the Union, which is a little meeting we do together at the start of each month to kind of go over some things, set goals, check in with each other, and it was the perfect spot for that. We also did the Dr. Pepper Museum, which was a lot of fun. We stopped by the Silos Baking Company because their cupcakes are just chef's kiss, so good. And then what else did we do? Oh, Saturday morning, we got up and went to McKinney Falls State Park, which is kind of down by the Austin airport. It was okay. I mean, we brought Ember, but it got hot very, very quickly. So even though we got there right when the park opened, we couldn't stay very long. And then yesterday was like a reset day. We got up, I had to meet with Bridget for some podcast outlining. We went to the gym, we did laundry, meal prepped, all of those fun adult things. But as I mentioned, it is now Monday morning and I am headed to HR. So this was an appointment I had to set up after filling out all my online paperwork and sending things to my old district. And I think I've been a good student and I think I have everything squared away. I have my little container with all of my printed papers, which I've filled everything out in advance. So all I should have to do is like turn everything in. It's slotted to take 3 hours, but I feel like because I've done my due diligence and I've filled everything out ahead of time, I might be out faster than that. I don't know. I'm also hoping to get clarification on whether they are going to honor my 7 years of experience on the salary scale, which I should be getting. It's just a matter of if my first district has filled out the required paperwork. I think I get my picture taken for like an ID, but I don't know. We're gonna go find out together. I gotta go drive there and then I'll let you know how it goes once I leave. I get home and Billy is doing his first official work from home day with his new office setup here in the loft, which we are loving, by the way. But can we just note all of the toys that Ember has pulled out? Has she been good though?
She's been good.
Aw, good report card. Maybe you'll get a little doggy ice cream later. So one of the first things I did upon arriving home is change into a big comfy sweatshirt, and we are making some hot coffee because the room I was in was freezing, although I get cold easily. And it's a little chilly right now for Texas summer. It's in the 80s, which the feels like has been in the triple digits for the past couple of weeks. But the tropical storm is currently coming through. So it's like a windy kind of dreary day. And now I just want to kind of be comfy while I process everything, which we're gonna come back to that. Let me just say, the information session went really well. Everyone was so nice. Everyone I interacted with from the district was very nice. The process was very organized and straightforward, which I really appreciate. However, my hopes of getting out early, that was wishful thinking. Even though, yes, I had all of my paperwork ready to go, because they take you through the process, you can only go as fast as the group. And basically I got there, I got my picture taken, I went into the room, and we had to just go through it step by step. And of course, people are asking questions and all that. So I did try to be as proactive, or rather productive, as I could be while there were bits of downtime. So I got access to my school email, and I was able to start setting up like my folders in Gmail and also my Google Calendars through my work email, which I think was good. However, once I got into my work email, of course, I had a bunch of emails that I had to go through and kind of process. So once this coffee is done, I'm gonna take it upstairs, we're gonna get on the walking pad, and we're gonna do a little bit of Pocketful of processing. That's what I'm gonna call it. To me, processing is when I just need to go through like my email, my to-do list, my calendar, go through like pictures that I took on my phone during the session, and like get everything where it needs to be. I need to add some items to my to-do list, add some items to my calendar, but I will be in a much better spot to do that when I have some coffee in me.
You gotta be this cool for coffee.
Which, by the way, I am still very much on my French press game when it comes to coffee. I did get these long spoons. Hold on, let me use the spoon and then I will show it to you to help with stirring. And then I pour water over it to get all the grounds off of it. Very official. So these were just on Amazon, but ow. I don't know why I said ow, that didn't hurt me. It probably hurt the electric kettle more than me. Alexa, set a timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes, starting now.
Originally, when I started exploring French press, I thought it would be like a weekend, I want a more bougie cup of coffee type of thing, and now it is an everyday thing, but I'm not mad about it. So because I was seated for about 3 hours this morning, we're gonna get some steps in while we do our Pocketful of processing. If it bothers you that I am walking and chatting, then feel free to just listen to this part and not watch it. I do get asked a lot about my walking pad and my standing desk. They are both on my Amazon storefront. They're under my health and fitness favorites. That Amazon storefront is linked in the description box of all of my videos. But let's chat, because you may remember this morning in the car, I alluded to some changes within my grade level, not me personally, but within our team. When I first was applying for the position that I ended up getting, it said 4th grade, but then when I went in for the interview, they said 5th grade, and I was like, but I ended up getting hired for 4th grade. And at that time, we kind of knew that we were possibly going to have another 4th grade position added. It all depended on the budget. So we have expanded from 6 teachers on the team to 7 teachers on the team. Now, what ended up happening was the teacher who had moved up to 5th grade is coming back down to 4th grade. I have not met her yet. I'm very excited to meet her. We have another little team luncheon, dinner type thing scheduled for the end of July. It's actually at the end of one of my orientation days. So I will get to meet her then. But in the meantime, I just wanted to let y'all know that that did end up happening. And then other news, and this is part of my processing, I did find out from, actually it was one of my other team teachers who informed me that I could get reimbursed for the money that I spent on the ESL certification exam. So not the certification part to get it added onto my certificate, the $78, that does not get reimbursed, but the exam fee which was around $118, I can get reimbursed. Yay, which I have to fill out paperwork for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a screen recording on my phone so that I can show you my to-do list and we can do a little update for the day, because I feel like this is part of my processing. It's just like going through my to-do list, figuring out what I've done, what I still need to do. Attend information session, check. I do need to get a vlog that you have already seen at this point posted today. So that's not gonna happen until a little bit later on. I'm gonna drag that down. Complete language lesson. You'll notice this is a recurring task. So my July goal is to complete a language lesson every single day. And in order to hold myself accountable, I created a recurring to-do list item on Google Tasks. So every day at 9 a.m., I get that reminder. So I need to get that done. Although the great thing is, because I'm using Babbel, which I know a lot of people recommended Duolingo, but I had already committed to doing Babbel by the time I saw that. However, I am really enjoying Babbel. But what I love is the fact that because it's all app-based, and I know Duolingo is as well, I can do it pretty much anywhere. And so honestly, you'll notice one of the last tasks I have is to foam roll, because this is part of my powerlifting training. We'll come back to that. Completing my language lesson is actually a perfect task to do while I'm foam rolling, because I'm just kind of rolling back and forth. You know, I can sit there and practice my Spanish. Also, sports massage, I'm gonna drag that down. So I have an appointment today at 4:30 to get a sports massage. I get them done monthly, and for those of you who don't know, I compete in powerlifting. My next meet is nationals, which is in September. As I get older, my body doesn't cooperate so well. So it's just a way for me to take care of myself physically and make sure that I am at my peak levels in terms of training. And then the foam rolling I do the night before certain sessions that I have. Anyway, y'all don't care about that. I'm gonna move on. So the other things on my power list as of right now, ask Meredith, which is Billy's sister, so my sister-in-law, for a Marriott form that is related to Billy's birthday, which I can't talk about because he is working from home today. But we're going on a trip and his sister works for Marriott. I need the form for one of the places we are staying. Outline Fig Jam video, I need to get that done by Thursday. And then I need to add to my list to complete reimbursement forms, save. One thing I started doing while I was at the information session, I mentioned creating like my Google calendars and things for my school district. Now I don't know how much of it I will get to today, so maybe we put this on the week list. I'm gonna put on the week list. I'm gonna say finish setting up Google calendars. And then my email signature, which I know that I have this on my back to school list. So if I go to back to school, I have on here create email signature. I can move this. Now that I have my email, I can move it to my week list. And that's why I love Google Tasks, because I can move things around. Okay, going back to the week list. So I will get email signature, finishing up Google calendars. I will get those done actually. So get car service. I have an appointment tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a date and time. So my appointment is tomorrow. When is my appointment? I don't even know. Hold on, let me check. 12:45. Okay, so I'm gonna set the time, 12:45 p.m. done. And then I'm gonna drag, since that's happening tomorrow, I'm gonna drag that up. These are things that I can do while at that appointment, because the appointment typically takes like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I bring my laptop and I just sit in there and work. I can work on my email signature at that time. So I'm gonna indent it so that it is underneath of the get car service. Same thing with setting up Google calendars. That will be easy. Set up retirement. That will be something, I probably won't even be done this week. I'm gonna move that to my future list because we're gonna be realistic here. Attend tag training day 1 on Thursday. Complete benefits enrollment, I did that today, so I can check that off. Book club meeting on Friday. Sunday, recording and editing podcast episodes. I'm probably not gonna get to these escape room and digital mystery puzzle templates, but we'll come back to that. One of the other things, and this will be part of my processing as I go through on my computer. Once I got access to my email, there was this science training for Wednesday that I think I'm gonna sign up for. I know one of my other team teachers asked if anyone could go because she's not able to go, so I'm gonna try to go to that. But this is what processing looks like for me. It's a matter of looking at my calendar, figuring out what's going on, coming up with a game plan. And even though I do what I call weekly reset every Sunday, where I set up my to-do list throughout the week, obviously new things come up. Like today was a big day in terms of getting information and getting access to things, which then creates new to-do list items. And so for me, like a little processing session is just when I am starting to feel overwhelmed and stressed out, I need to sit down with my calendar, with my to-do list, with my like notes app, files, whatever it is that I need. And I just go through kind of one thing at a time. I like open up emails and it's processing. That's what I call it, at least. So this morning I mentioned I officially made my first classroom purchase, which is this bookshelf. Now, if you watch my classroom planning vlog, if you haven't seen it, I will link it for you, but I sit down and I created a little floor plan in my classroom and a preliminary plan for where I'm gonna arrange furniture. I mentioned needing a bookshelf, and while my school could most likely get me one, there were also certain things I was looking for when it comes to a bookshelf. And I came across this one on Facebook Marketplace and I felt like it checked all of the boxes. So Billy and I went and picked it up yesterday. It was $50, which I feel like is very reasonable. But what I love about it is metal, and I hate the particle board bookshelves that they don't hold up. They chip, the shelves sag over time. So ideally I wanted one a little bit heavier duty. So I love that this one is metal. Of course, it's black, which is my favorite color. Now granted, I could have gotten another bookshelf and painted it or just let it be, but it just was meant to be that this one was already black. I love that there are 4 shelves. I feel like the height is perfect. It is 3 feet high, 4 feet long, and then the depth. This was really important to me. It is 14 inches deep. A lot of the shelves I was looking at were only about 10 to 13 inches deep, but my book bins are 14 inches deep. So when I saw that this one had the right depth, the right number of shelves, it was black, it was metal, I was like, you know what? I need it. And it worked out really well because the family getting rid of it lived right around the corner. So next step is to hopefully test out the book bins and cross our fingers that they will actually fit. So I recorded myself digging in my school closet, which I will show you in a second, and then realized my mic was off. So I'm gonna record myself putting stuff away in that closet instead, but I did find the book bin. So that's the good news. They were shoved in the back, but this is a like laundry hamper, and apparently I had them all stored in here, which is really nice. Here is my thought process. I have 4 of each color, and there are 4 shelves. So my thought is, instead of the colors, like all the pink ones being on the same row, they're gonna be in the same column because there are 6 colors, right? Yes, 6 colors, and I think I can fit 6 across. That's what we're gonna test. But I'm just gonna start kind of laying this out. Now, I might need to end up moving labels around based on the new order, because I like to kind of put certain ones together, but that'll be a project for another day. For now, I'm just gonna kind of set these up on the shelves, and we're gonna cross our fingers along the way that we can fit all of them. First of all, the depth is absolutely perfect. The other thing I loved about this shelf is the fact that it is open in the back. Now there is this crossbar here, but I'm pretty sure I can take that off. Regardless, my thought is that I will be able to have it where the kids can get to it from either side if I have it out, like not up against a wall, but kind of dividing in between the cubby section. Go back and watch that video where I do the classroom setup. It will make more sense. But I'm really liking this. I feel like it's the perfect size. Okay, I don't need to put every single bin on here. I feel like we're getting the point. So I'm just gonna put these ones here, and then I'm gonna take one of each color, and we're gonna test and see. I should be able to fit 6 across, right? Are you crossing your fingers for me? I mean, the math that I did with the measurements told me that I would be able to fit them. So I should be good to go, but you never know. I feel like sometimes you round up or down and everything gets off. Oh yeah, oh, this is perfect. Best $50 I've spent in a long time. Although I haven't spent a lot of money lately because of my no spend month in June. So this was a little treat yourself moment, which I am gonna do a budgeting video coming up because now that I'm starting to make classroom purchases, I feel like a budgeting video is in order. Y'all, it's perfect. This is so ideal. It's what I was crossing my fingers for. I will be able to fit all of the colored bins on these shelves. Now, I also have these magazine file bins. It's where I typically house a lot of my picture books that are like taller and need more stability because these bins are deeper. So, just as a comparison, you can tell they are taller. These could most likely go on those built-in shelves that are in the corner of my room, but I'm so excited because it looks so good. It worked out perfectly. There's plenty of room to still like store the books and be able to get to them. And then as I mentioned, it's double-sided so you can get to them from the back. Yay, so happy. Okay, who was I kidding? Of course I had to put the rest of the bins on there and just see it in its full glory, which made me fall in love with it even more. But also, I know people are gonna ask about the book bins and the labels. So the book bins are from Lakeshore Learning. I love them because they're a nice, thick, sturdy plastic. They've held up really, really well. I've used these for 3 or 4 years and they still look fantastic. So I will link those for you. And then the library labels are in my TPT store. They are editable, so you can go in and customize the label. Basically, I have 500 different image choices, and then you can go in and type the text that you want. These are the bin labels. It also comes with book labels, which are these circle images that you will attach to the books. So that way students just match the image on the book to the bin, and it makes it super easy for them to put away. So if you are interested in those editable labels, I will link those for you as well. But y'all, it just looks so good. I'm so happy. And then I mentioned the closet. Here is what that currently looks like. This is where I've been storing a majority of my teaching materials. This is the space under our stairs. Now, I'm not going through all of this today. There's no point. It's fairly well organized. About a year or two ago, I went through and purged, reorganized things, relabeled things. So all of the bins tell me exactly what's inside. I'm just gonna pack this back away. I am gonna be leaving the bookshelves out in the front room, but until I can get into my classroom, there's no point in really going through this, at least not today. But when my microphone wasn't on, one thing that I did share, I went to IKEA the other day because I wanted to get those picture shelves for Billy's new work from home space in our loft, which we gave a makeover. Go back and watch that vlog. It's the one that went up before this. While I was at IKEA, I did grab some of these little picture frames. So they have a stand that you attach at the bottom, but they're a nice small size. I believe it's a 4x6 size, and they're cheap. They're like $1 or $2. And these are great for displaying like stations. You can put directions on them. So you just make like a little 4x6 and then it slides in the top section there. So I have a couple of them, but I figured while I was there, I would go ahead and grab 5 more. So if you are looking for something like that, IKEA is a great option. But that is it for today. This week, things are picking up, getting busier. I've got to go get my car serviced tomorrow, as I mentioned, so I'll be doing some computer work. And then I signed up for that science training, which is Wednesday. And then Thursday I have tag training. I don't even know what's going on Friday because I can't think that far ahead yet. But I think in my next vlog, I'm going to sit down and come up with my budget because I can see myself starting to want to make purchases. And before we do that, we need a plan. So I'm going to create a little spreadsheet and I'm gonna share it with you as a freebie. So make sure that you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, But subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos, because again, they're dropping randomly, and I am gonna have a free template for you in the next video related to budgeting if that is of interest to you. Make sure that you stay tuned, you check in on the next vlog. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, and I will catch you in the next one.